Okay, someone just sent this logo into me via Instagram without any name or information other than that it is a 1 word and 5 letters. So I guess this is only fair considering that is typically the information I give you guys. I'm seeing a C right at the beginning and then an M at the end. We have this little indented form here that differs from the other side. Cream. Okay, there are only so many words in the English language with 5 letters that begin with a C and end with an M. And cream is the only one I can think of right now. Although I think I'm thinking that because I'm looking here and I see like that kind of R. I'm gonna assume we can ignore the stuff above here. V in the center, like that. Ignore what that says right now. The key is to look for ever so slight variations in the symmetry. So there's this slight break right here. My vocabulary is more sophisticated than this. Why can I only think of cream? Of course, all this is just assuming that I have the first and the second letters right, but I don't see what else they could possibly be. Come on, we gotta start thinking. We gotta start thinking in general. If there's a T in the center, then both of these, I would assume, are vowels. Is there any other evidence I have that would lead me to believe that this is an E? Now, if this was an O, then we'd have much more to work with. It could also be an acronym, CRT for carbon ray tube. Carbon ray tube? Cathode ray tube, that's it. I'm not from that generation, I'm sorry. I still think this looks like an E. I mean, it could be an F too. Could be a K if you're really generous. K. If there wasn't this sort of differentiation between the two sides there, I would assume all of the letters were just like stacked on top of each other here or something like that. Because there are a fair number of monograms that do that and they can get pretty complicated, but there's enough inconsistencies between the two sides that I'm betting that is not the case. I'm going to be figuring this out via English because there's just too many things all of this could be. CR, CH, CL, what are the other letters? It could be charm. That would make a lot of sense. I was worried for a second that I miscounted the letters in a 5-letter word, but okay, we're fine. That would kind of hold up, at least with what we have as potential letters in the center. I'm willing to bet that over cream, so that is my working conclusion at this point. Those are the only inconsistencies between the two sides. I'm gonna look through again just to make sure I'm not missing anything, but that's all I'm seeing. Moving back to my English language strategy. Wait, is that chasm? Yeah, not as confident in that one as charm, but I mean, you could do something like this and then just kind of jump the gap there and consider that an S. I don't know. So we could have a backwards N at the end. We could have a W there, the O, which is just a circle, and then the R, crown. Bam. And that accounts for this little disparity right here, as well as this one. Hey, you know, it's a possibility. I'm not in a position to dismiss any ideas at this point. Don't erase the C. I'm pretty darn confident in the C. Unless it's all lowercase e. That just has a really, really big counter. That's a typographical thing, counter being this open space in the center. There's another one of those like Krallice type logos that's really just, you can get anything out of here if you try hard enough. I forget what I rated that, but I think it was too low. There's no way you're figuring that out without knowing the name. I'm currently listening to Where Owls Know My Name by Rivers of Nile. We'll see if this actually helps me. I don't think I've done any metal logo deciphering while listening to metal before, funny enough. So, oh yeah, chaos. Well, I'm throwing my canvas all over the place today. Yeah, this could be an S. This first form here being an H is very much of a stretch because there's this huge thing up here that probably would be separated if it wasn't. Yeah, there's no O. That's, I'm gonna take that off the board. Charm and crown are making the most sense to me right now based on how the logo looks. The last time I assumed that, what was it? I don't remember what it was. It was something spider related for Sink Shower. I think I need to find something without lyrics to listen to in the background because that is really getting in the way of me forming words in my head. This album has saxophone on it, and that's really all you need to know. It's a metal album with a saxophone on it. There's not much more you can ask for in life. I'm so confident in this C, and if that's wrong, it's like all this effort is going to be for naught. I'm just going to start writing down 5-letter words that start with C. Chuck. I'm going to follow up with the guy who submitted this and see if he has any tips or pointers for me. So I heard back from our source just about immediately, and I was informed that both charm and crown are incorrect, and that this is not, in fact, an English word, and that the first letter is not a C but an O. I don't know Latin, so I'm just gonna have to go with my gut. That's only 4. There we go. This first letter's an O. This to the center here. That's not the center. We're doing great so far. This may seem like really bad news, but what this tells us is that little gaps like this may not actually mean anything, and or that the designer's willing to kind of fudge some of the letters. My immediate thought was opeth. I don't know if the th sound was present in Latin, but opeth is a different band, with a much more readable logo. The reason I thought that is because I don't know why I did not consider this to be a P. I'm gonna go with the last letter being an M, just for some peace of mind. If it's not, then so be it, but maybe this will give us something to work off of. I don't know many Latin words. I'm just gonna have to like look this up. Latin words, I mean the Latin dictionary, and look in the O section. Optum? Optimus Prime? The band? I don't think there's a U there, unless this is supposed to be the U, in which case I'm gonna be upset. Or this could be the U, albeit very, very questionably. Maybe the only way to do this is to guess some combination of letters and then look up those letters to see if it is in fact a Latin word, and then go from there. Optum. Optumo. Optimus. Optum. Okay, there's a brand called Optum. I don't think that's a Latin word. Yeah, it not being in English is kind of a problem. Well, we have some leads here. This could be a P or an R. This here looks like the beginnings of an S, but I'm not sure where to go from there. That means that either one or both of these needs to be a vowel. Optam, optum, optic? Is that Latin? If so, then what the hell is the... anything could be the I. Latin alpha. Okay, this is just our... wait, there's no W. There's just HIKLMNOPQRSTVXYZ. Or I guess it might be... is it pronounced U? If the center letter is this shape, then it has to be a V. What the hell is this? I gotta be more open-minded here. I almost said more Oppenheim. Wow, did Latin have a TH sound? Okay, so there's no TH. I don't think they had lowercase letters either, so that is helpful. This is good. This is good. We're making progress. We're crossing things off the list. I was just thinking through all the Latin phrases I know, which isn't very many, and it's not really doing much. I have a US quarter here, which I know has Latin somewhere on it. E pluribus unum. Forget what that means exactly. Something about unity. So much for that. The current state of the country, that's for sure. I have no clue what this second to last letter is supposed to be. At least for the others, there's some indication. Here I thought, oh, this logo is just one word and 5 letters. How long could it possibly take me? And now it's 10:14 on the day of, and I have not made any... well, I guess I've made some progress, but not by way of doing anything myself. Now, you know what? I'm just gonna look up Latin words, because otherwise I'm just gonna be guessing for ages. It's gonna get me nowhere. Guess I can scroll down to the P if I'm that confident about it, huh? These are all OB. Oh my goodness. Optio? It can't start and end with an O because this form over here is different. Opus? Orel? Orale? Well, ortus is a thing. Did I write that down? Well, I mean, I guessed some of the letters vaguely. That's the only thing we have that fits the bill so far. Ortum. Okay, it could also be an M. I was not told whether or not any of the letters from my original 2 guesses, which included charm and crown, were correct. I was just told that the first letter is an O. Opium. Wait a minute. In which case, this is still a stupid U. I'm willing to bet it's ortus or ortum. No, ortum is more likely. I need to come up with a word for the people who submit logos to me. Submitters does not sound especially good. But yes, our guide in question currently eludes us. So I'm going to wait until they get back to me and check back in. Again, I submitted my guess as ortum, which means what? Something about birth. Descended or born or sprung. Let's just hope we hear back soon, because I can look at this for a long time and make up any number of letters that fit into here, but I don't think that's going to be a very good use of my time, so. What is this even supposed to say? Ortum? I sent that as a solution to our contact over on Instagram. He said that is not correct. There's only a couple more things it could possibly be. He says the U and the M are right. The U being, I don't even know. That wasn't supposed to be right, but I guess it is. Being another language raises the bar of difficulty significantly, or at least being in a language you're not familiar with. I, for one, am only familiar with English and vaguely Spanish, so that did not exactly help me in this case. Okay, so this is what we're left with. Is it just opium? I don't know why I didn't just suggest that immediately after he refuted my previous guess. The middle letter is not a T, and the second letter is not an R, so we'll see what he says. Seen just now. Moment of truth, folks. Flip the P upside down? Obium? That's a B? I was considering that, but I'm like, no way. That is... What's an obium? Okay, a D would make more sense. Odium makes more sense phonetically and graphically. But flip, he could mean mirror or rotate. I don't know. This is a yes or no question. I don't know why it's taking him so long. Oh, okay. He was typing out a big congratulatory message. You're gonna have to pay me a lot of money to agree with that. There's no way in hell anybody is guessing this without a walkthrough. Now that we know the letters, like, is there anything I can do to refine my guess? The D could go all the way down here and then sort of in. The U could do the same thing, which leaves it looking like more of a G or a C, but that's okay, I guess. The U is still not doing it for me. There's nothing... I mean, you could say this is a U. Might as well look up the name now. What is it? I already forgotten. Odium band. Oh my god, there they are. It's a sick design, that's for sure. But as far as text, I'm sorry, it's just not gonna cut it. Hold the phone. Wait, this one's just mirrored. Was it just translated improperly? All I'm referencing is the difference between the O and the M. Most of what I'm seeing here has that significant difference. I don't even know, like, do I say this is my final interpretation? Do I hit the buzzer? I'll bet the wad, Alex. And put it all in. 10% logo, 90% insufferable nonsense. Hell yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna settle on that and call it a day because I am in pain. I'm gonna cut the rest of it out. That's just not relevant, which is most of it. That doesn't need to be there. 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 That is barely connected right there. And the difference is so insignificant. Define odium. General or widespread hatred or disgust directed towards someone as a result of their actions. This has been Odious, a band. I don't even know what kind of music they make. I didn't look. Symphonic black metal. Odium, a symphonic black metal band from Norway. It's plainly obvious. I don't know how anyone could miss that by looking at this logo. Everything's there. Keep an eye out on Instagram for the episode this logo will be featured in. I'll provide my final walkthrough of the letters and ultimately my rating for this logo. Thanks for sitting through this, and I hope you enjoyed watching me suffer. There's plenty more of that to come in the future, so if that scratches some kind of weird itch you have, then feel free to subscribe. And I hope your day is wonderful and free from having to interpret any of this nonsense. Have a good one.